I live in this country. I'm proud of this country.
But why are you here then? Why are you here? No, then why you? You go to Africa. Then
Listen.
just because you don't hold flag, you
But
think
you
that
know
you are doing your
this
job.
country, I love this country.
Whatever you want to do.
I love Britain. If you don't like this country,
It's given me a good life.
yeah, it's given me a lot of
You just like you cannot pick, cherry pick. Oh, I like this. I will take this.
It's so childish.
Do you know how many people are suffering?
Then just be a good human. It's good enough.
By respecting each other, by respecting
Have you ever seen riots happen?
no, condemning what
Have you ever seen Hindus indulging in violence or riots? Never. They don't give steps.
Videos as well. There's a
What is
video
happening in
when they're
India?
going outside
Every
mosques to
second
celebrate.
Indian is being given a threat that you will be killed.
no, tell me.
People watch movies, people watch the Kashmir Files, they came out, a group of boys, they stabbed them just for watching a movie. Nowhere does this happen. Right now what's happening in India, no, you have to listen to me, I listen to you enough. I'll just make a very small point. The kind of violence that is happening in India right now is unprecedented. Absolutely uncalled for. 2 days back, the police had to open fire because there was a violent mob. Why was the mob violent? Tell us. They threw petrol bombs in a temple, in a Lord Krishna temple, 4 petrol bombs. Listen, things have taken an absolutely violent and unjustified turn in India. Entire country, stone pelting, arson,
By who, sorry?
by, let us say, one of the minority communities.
Who are they? Hindus or Muslims. So the Muslims are perpetrating violence against who? Indian civil
Civilization, you can say.
no, Indian
But this
civilians?
is a small community of Muslims, right? Not everyone does it.
What are the Hindu people doing? Are they committing violence and lynching Muslims, or
No.
this is just a Bollywood movie?
No, they are not lynching or they are not starting or creating violence.
No, no,
They're
not starting and
Let me
creating.
complete. They are responding to violence.
So if you are a fair person and someone comes and does all this wrong thing with you, are you saying to retaliate in violence is okay? Is that what your scripture tells you?
I think you've answered your own question,
Which is?
which is basically that if I'm a Hindu or I'm a non-violent person and someone attacks me, how will the Hindus respond to it, right?
If they don't attack you, you would not
No,
attack them back.
no.
So if they...
I'll give you my answers.
Okay, go ahead.
In Hinduism, there is no other and me, my God and the other God, no. There are no kafirs. There are no burning in hellfires, right?
Okay.
They accept their own gods and goddesses. Different Hindus speak to different, they pray to different gods. They also know that other people of different faiths, they have their own gods. The Hindus have no objection to it.
So who is killing and lynching the Muslims?
Why
Day
are
in,
you
day
so-
out.
No, I think you're getting a lot of wrong information.
No.
Yes, you are getting. The
am
number
am
of Hindus who were dead in the violence in the last 2 months, which was perpetrated,
In where?
the violence that was
Where exactly in India?
Listen, you are not even letting me or allow me to complete a sentence.
Please complete your sentence,
And
but
you
do
are
specify
speaking.
specifically
No.
where.
This is no way to interview. Even I am a journalist. I allow the other person to finish an answer.
Go ahead.
And you keep moving into Hindu and Muslim. So let me again, what was the question? Be precise, I'll be
My
precise.
precise question is, why do we see day in, day out lynching of Muslims by the Hindu mobs aided by the Indian government and the police?
I think you're getting completely false information. You seem to be getting information from the social media channels and not from mainstream journalism or media.
So basically this is wrong, you're saying? Incorrect.
It is mostly, mostly, majority of it is incorrect.
So how much
Now
of
let
the
me
Muslims...
complete. No, let me complete. also.
Complete?
A lot of the violence has happened against the Hindus. When the Hindus were celebrating that beautiful festival, a colorful festival of Holi, people threw stones. One person was dead, that man was a Hindu.
When is
The
this and
media-
where was that?
This was in Rajasthan. This was in March when the Holi festival was being celebrated.
And before
The
that, were there
media
any violence
reported-
committed by the Hindus?
The media reported violence has happened, one person is dead. They will never tell you it was a Hindu man. A lot of people will assume it was a Muslim person who died. Then we had another celebration, Ram Navami. Again, the processions were attacked. We had Hanuman Jayanti,
When was this? And where was this?
March and April.
Which year?
I'm talking of India.
This year.
I'm talking of different states in India. Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi.
Yeah.
Have
Where
you,
can I watch
have
this?
you ever heard of violence happening in India
Where can I watch
on
the
a
examples
Muslim
that you've
festival
mentioned?
or Eid?
Where can I watch
No,
those?
I think what you are doing is you are essentially
not-
watching a single-sided
not-
stream of information.
You're not, you see, if you were a journalist, you'd have understood my question clearly. Where can I watch the examples that you've given me? Where can I watch them?
Everywhere.
So everywhere
Go
means
to the
what?
social media. I go to social media,
You're
then I
condemning
check the
me
mainstream media.
for using social media, and now you're telling me to use the social media. So,
You said earlier that you watch
which
fake
social
news in
media?
social media, then are you telling him to go on social media?
So I
Which-
said,
which social
what did I
media?
say? What was the second sentence? I see the social media, then I go and check that on the mainstream media. See, this is the problem. People are picking apart information.
you're not telling me the full information, are you?
I told you.
Fine.
I said Hindu festivals have come under attack and assault, and the
May I,
Hindus retaliate.
may I just ask you, is that the only reason over the last 5 years that Muslims are committing this kind of violence against the Hindu community?
No.
Okay. So,
The Muslims have been committing violence for a long time. The Indians
What about
have been
the Hindus?
keeping quiet. I'll tell you. Kashmir, the name Kashmir.
I want to focus on the
name-
Hindu violence for just for a second. Of
The name
difference.
Kashmir comes from a Hindu rishi.
But can
a
I
Hindu. No,
can I
the
specifically ask my
capital of
question?
Kashmir is Srinagar,
Can I-
again a Hindu name.
If you allow me,
All the Hindus
since
in
you're a
Kashmir have been
journalist, since
killed
you're
or
a journalist,
converted.
since you're a journalist, my specific focus of this questioning to you is this: have we seen Hindu mob violence against the Muslims, say for the last 5 years, and how many Muslims who have been lynched, burnt, killed, aided by the the Hindu government or the Hindu police?
Will you allow me to complete my answer?
Of course, that's the whole idea.
I think you're seeing a lot of one-sided information. Number one. Number two, largely the violence that you are attributing to the Hindus has been retaliatory violence. Their festivals have come under attack from the Muslims. A lot of Hindus have died in the violence. A lot of the violence that has happened in India by the minority Muslim community has been pre-planned. There's a lot of radicalization going on in the country. I mean, look at Kashmir, all of Kashmir, they have cleansed. They said three things: either convert, or you die, or you flee the land. That is what has happened over the last so many decades. The whole thing now is a lot of people do not want to accept the reality. One movie, The Kashmir Files, which was made after having interviewed 700 people, victims of a genocide. 4 years of research went into this movie.
What was my question to you?
I'm coming to that.
No, can you
People
come to the
are still
question?
denying that
I'm not
violence.
interested in the violence or the movie. I'm interested in
You're
the
not,
question
even,
that...
you're
no.
not even accepting the truth.
What was my question to you?
So what I'm saying is,
No, what was my question to you?
The
of all
attacks.
all the smoke screen that you've just put through, this is the typical of the Indian propaganda. I have asked you a specific question about the Hindu violence. Violence by the Hindutva motivated mob committing lynching, murdering, killing, burning of the Muslims over the last 5 years. I wanted you to give me a number, and is it happening? Instead, what am I saying is, oh, whatever was happening is just retaliatory. Now, give me a number. How many Muslims were lynched?
more Hindus have died
No, I'm
in
not
the
interested in
violence
Hindus.
perpetrated by the Muslims.
At this very minute, I am not asking you to
Kashmir
give me
has
about
been
Hindus.
cleansed of Hindus.
Do you not understand my question?
You are
I
not
am not.
accepting an
No,
answer.
I am not interested at this very minute in terms of the casualties from the Hindu side. Of course, there are
The
Hindus.
Indian propaganda. So
Excuse
let me
me.
talk about the
No,
Indian
no,
propaganda.
Sorry.
One country is
can I
indulging
clarify
in
my question to
propaganda
you once
versus
again?
55 countries.
So now tell me,
55
of-
Muslim countries have a propaganda against
what are you
India.
talking about?
One India, one country.
So how many Muslims were
versus
lynched?
55 countries.
How many Muslims were lynched?
Boss, listen, we are getting into an argument.
How
I
many
don't want to
Muslims
argue.
were killed? How many Muslims were burnt?
You tell me. And
How-
I think
now I'm asking you,
seem to have
you are a
information.
journalist. I want to get information from a journalist who has mainstream, acceptable, reputable, authoritative information. So now tell me, give me a figure for the last 2 years. How many Muslims were lynched, murdered, killed, burnt by the Hindutva motivated mob, Hindu mobs?
The Hindu mobs have been retaliating
No,
because
give me a
the
figure.
violence was first perpetrated
I'm not interested in
upon
what
them.
motivated them. How many? Give me a figure first of all. Why? Are you thinking this social media is going to go against you?
Please understand one thing.
No, can you,
need
first
to
of
be
all-
neutral first of all.
But you're not neutral,
can't
are you?
just be-
Are you
can't just-
neutral?
I am being neutral.
Right. If you're neutral,
You're
now
just
tell
hammering
me.
me unnecessarily.
Now tell me. I'm going to ask you specifically 2 questions. Part A, Part B. How many Hindus were lynched, killed, murdered, burned by the Muslim mob? And how many
80 million.
Muslims?
80 million.
And how many Muslims?
Since the inception.
One
since
moment,
the
one moment.
Invasion started coming
One moment.
in.
How many Muslims were lynched, mobbed, killed, murdered, burnt by the Hindu mobs last 2 years?
I will answer you. I will answer you.
People
One
say,
moment. Go ahead.
I think people say that one of the longest
Because
genocides.
you're neutral, right?
One of the
Give me a figure from the last 2 years.
I'm giving you.
I'm-
I'm giving you.
I'm-
Dude,
For
I'm giving you.
heaven's sake, I am not keeping data.
You'll have your chance. Be
What is
patient.
wrong with this fellow? What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with
Either
you?
ask the government or ask someone who is keeping
You're a journalist,
record.
right? You know the figures?
Yes. So I write on
Remember what you said?
environment. I
You
write
said
on
you are a
climate-
neutral journalist.
I am a journalist. I write on environment. I write on climate change. I write
So
on
do you
Pakistan
know about those
and India.
figures? Do you know about what's happening in India in the last 2 years?
Yeah, I know.
You'll have your turn. You'll have your turn. Hold on. I'm not interested.
You are talking the wrong person. I'm from India. I'm coming from India.
One moment.
No, listen.
You know, you stay in the queue. Right. So,
He is a child. But you shouting
So
too
you
much. I
write-
can't answer.
Robert, excuse me. Don't get involved. So, because you are a journalist, at least you have some information about what's happening in India, right? As a neutral journalist. So now, give me a rough figure from what you
Can
know.
What is happening in Pakistan?
Go ahead.
Can you tell over there?
25% Hindu, now 2% left. 25,
You have your chance.
2%
Don't worry.
left.
Yeah, go ahead.
You
You will
killed,
not
destroyed.
Go ahead.
Women's been raped, killed.
Conversion.
Every week.
Yeah, every week. It's
So-
happening in India.
Go ahead.
In BBC
I'm listening.
confirmed here. Girls grooming
As a
gang.
neutral
in UK,
journalist,
in India,
you
in
should-
Canada, everywhere.
Don't get involved.
Daughter is
When-
abducted last 1 year. Nobody knows.
Go ahead.
When we speak about the atrocities of the Muslims on Hindus,
So this is what is
Hindus
happening.
and Sikhs have been completely wiped out from Afghanistan.
Last 2 years?
It's
What
been
is the
happening.
population of Muslims?
Last 2
How
years?
did they grow? Like
Bomb blasts and
How did they
attacks
grow?
have happened in
Is that last 2
religious
years?
places.
Forcefully.
Is that last 2 years?
Yes,
Forcefully.
yes.
So, say that again.
April
your
2020.
ancestor, ask your
Bomb
granddad
blast.
name. His name will be Baba
Just 1
Ramchandra.
second. Relax. You'll have your chance. Just stay in the queue. Come on. So why is a neutral journalist just walking away? Especially when we want to understand.
Yeah, let's talk about Pakistan. How many people been killed? Talk about Hindus in Kashmir.
Relax.
Yeah, I'm relaxed.
What's your name?
My name is Jay.
Jay, my name is Mansur.
Mansur. Which kind? Pakistan, right? From Pakistan, yeah?
I'm not from Pakistan.
Okay.
So I don't represent Pakistani politics or Pakistani citizenships or whatever. So now, what I want you to know is, are you a peace-loving individual?
Sarve Bhavantu Sukhine, Sarve Bhavantu Niramaya. We are the one who given you shelter when you came to India, given you the food to the Polish people when they had world war. So nobody, you can't compare. We are the biggest peacemaker in the world.
Jay.
If we were not the peacemaker.
Jay, so you are a peaceful individual.
Yes.
Right. Are you also a man of justice and fairness?
200%. Why not?
They only took money there.
200. Fine. So now tell me, being a man of justice and fairness and a peaceful individual, For the last, I'm only restricting to the last 2 years. In the last 2 years, give me a figure of the violence that is happening and the number of people that have been burnt, killed, lynched, murdered by two groups I'm focusing on. The Hindu mob, and if you are saying the Muslims are doing that, the Muslim mob. Give me a rough figure.
Why 2 years? Why not 5 years, 10 years?
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. Kashmir, name of Kashmir.
I'm not interested in Kashmir.
Yeah.
India.
Yeah, 25% Hindu was in Pakistan.
Oh no, I'm not interested in Pakistan.
I'm telling
or
you.
Kashmir,
nothing.
which
You
is
can nothing.
wait. India itself, not the part where there's a dispute, is it part of Pakistan or the
India-
bucket of
in
India?
India-
So leave the issues of Kashmir aside. Tell me, in India itself, mainstream India, Indian provinces,
Yeah, still more Hindus got killed, whether it's the Delhi riots, whether it's Hyderabad riots, whether it's Meerut riots,
give me a
or
number.
wherever.
Give me a number.
Number, you can see the guys in jail because of killing.
No, give me a
innocent
number.
people.
Number of people that got killed. Jay, don't get pulled away.
No.
It's your opportunity to
But,
engage
yeah.
with the world,
But I don't-
to really tell the people what is going on in India.
Yeah, it is what is happening in India.
Yeah. So answer my question, Jay.
I'm telling you, Muslims dominating, they're misusing. What Nupur Sharma said, nothing wrong. But look what is happening.
What was my question that you were answering?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your question, I'm answering your question.
Which is?
Yeah.
What is my question?
Your question is how many Hindu got killed?
And how many Muslims got killed?
Yeah,
go ahead.
70% Hindu got killed, 30%
Give me a
Muslim
number.
probably. I don't know the number.
But you are from India. You came to volunteer to talk about it.
I don't know the number. How give me the percentage?
Give me a rough number. Is it like 30 people?
No, more than 30.
Like how many?
Probably 10, 20, 30,000.
10, 20, 30,000 in the Indian provinces other than Kashmir killed by Muslims.
I include Kashmir.
No, don't include Kashmir.
Kashmir is part of India.
Listen,
why not?
Jay, listen, Jay.
No, why not?
Jay,
how
listen.
many people
I'm
militant?
trying to
How
make
many people
you
militant killed?
make
Kashmir.
you
Why not Kashmir?
a real person of fairness and justice.
Yeah,
and a
guys, come on,
peaceful
guys.
person.
You know one
Listen.
thing. I'm telling you here.
Jay.
You talking about justice.
Jay.
You are the biggest misleading of justice. Biggest misleading of
Where am I
justice.
from? Where am I from?
I don't know.
So how can you even accuse me of that? Excuse me. Now he has to go for the car keys. Is there any other Hindu fair, peaceful, just people? Brother, excuse me, brother, Muslim? Alhamdulillah. Come here. So you also wanted to volunteer to speak earlier on. Your friend went there, dragged away by a car key issues. He's not going to come back. This is a reality. It's an issue like the other journalist was dragged away. So may I ask you, because the violence is happening in India, we don't want...
Pakistan. Why you want to talk? You want to talk about one? Let's start talking from Pakistan.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about India. Let's talk about Pakistan.
You know the Sri Lankan guy got killed.
Am I going to speak to him or I want to speak to you?
We will
Speak to you?
Let's talk about Bangladesh. Yeah.
My sister, in humanity. In humanity.
In humanity?
Yes.
Please think about our sisters like Kandil Balot.
No, before you speak,
Sisters like Kandil
before you
Balot.
speak,
Yeah.
do you think I'm from Pakistan?
I don't see. I'm
don't
not
care.
talking about
Where
India,
about?
Pakistan.
I am talking about India.
When you see-
I'm talking about
Where is
humanity.
I saw the Indian
I'm talking
flag.
about humanity.
Once, I'll tell you.
I'm talking about humanity.
I can only speak to one person.
How many?
Why are you not respecting a lady?
With one person.
Yeah, exactly.
Where are you
You're
from?
talking about
Where are you
Between
minority.
yourselves,
Where are you from?
between yourselves, why don't you volunteer one person to speak to?
You're talking
Relax.
about minorities, right?
Sorry.
You're talking about minorities.
Can I? Excuse me. May
You're
I
talking about
ask?
humanity, right?
Between yourselves,
Humanity.
bro, just one person to speak.
I'm asking
Who's that going to be? You or the lady?
I'll speak, okay. Go
Okay, fine. Thank you. Now, remember, I saw the Indian flag here, and I heard the word genocide.
We were talking about Hindu genocide in Kashmir. He's talking right while you're talking
My dearest uncle in
So
humanity,
he's talking right. So one at a
he
time,
was
please.
representing to
One
talk
at a
on your
time.
behalf.
One
Okay,
at
okay,
a
okay.
time,
Go on, go on.
Thank
Ask
you.
me. Ask me.
And
Yes, sir.
thank you. So now, what's your name? Raj. My name is Mansur, right? We do not want to see any violence, any aggression, any injustice anywhere in the world. Do you agree?
We believe in that. We practice that. Do you practice? Do you practice?
Look,
Do
I
you
practice. I
You.
practice.
When?
Yes.
So you're representing yourself. right? As a you.
Who do you represent?
I'm representing myself and you are asking. So if you want to ask question, I will talk about me. But if you ask about general, then I represent either India or Hindus or whosoever.
Fine.
So that way you also tell me who you represent.
When I saw the Indian flag and people talk about genocide, I said, wow, now at least now, finally, we have...
Someone is talking about Hindu genocide. That's good. Finally.
It is, stick to your principles.
Okay, one second, I'll talk. You listen to the talk.
No.
You listen to the talk.
I am going to tell them not to interrupt.
Did you listen to the talk?
Look, he agreed to be a volunteer to have a discussion. Otherwise, we can't have a meaningful discussion. Right. So, as I was saying, when I saw the Indian flag, Indian people, I heard the word genocide, I said, finally now, some really must be fair, just people talking about the genocide against the non-Hindus, against the Muslims in India happening.
Just a minute.
Wait, I'm not finished.
Ignorance.
Wait a minute.
No, you cannot.
I thought,
Wait a minute. Okay.
can I finish?
Okay.
So when I first came and I saw this, I said, finally now,
Wait a minute.
there are some very good, honorable people, men and women, who are from Indian ethnicity. They are now going to speak the truth and say the thing that is happening by the Modi government in India, the genocide against the non-Hindus, against the Muslims, for example. Now, you'll be talking against
Just a minute. No, you said that.
Wait. Listen. And then when I asked someone, and I heard it was the opposite. So that's why I want to know, where are the real people who can talk about what is happening in India? So now I'm asking, Jay, I'm going to ask you this question. Violence is happening in India by both sides. We can see that. Don't ask me which social media we see.
Okay.
Now I want to ask this question to you, because you came to talk about this protest, so you are peaceful people or people of justice. That's what you're trying to at least illustrate. Give me a figure. The number of people that were lynched, killed, burnt, murdered by either of the two mobs from both sides.
Okay.
Last
Now, just
5
a minute.
years.
Okay, wait a minute.
Last 5 years. And don't
just
focus on Kashmir.
Just a minute.
And India
You
itself.
talk yourself. Now listen to me. You talk about humanity. 5 minutes before you gave a lecture about you believe in humanity and all, right? You contradict yourself. You should have spoken about that. I want to see the genocide happening in India on either side, but you will not speak about that. Very conveniently, you will say it's a Muslim genocide. It's a Muslim genocide. Do you know what is happening in India? Do you know how many Muslims are killing Hindus? How many times they kill? How many they did the ethnical cleansing of Kashmir? How they asking to do? You go each town, each city, each place, they ask you, right? Each town, each village you go, they have made a ghettos. They don't want Hindus to go over there. They said, this is our land, this is what we want, get away from there. This is what is happening, right? So if you see, yes, violence is happening, but it's a reaction to the action which has been instigated on the name of so-called peace, loving and all. How can your religion so fragile that on one single comment which is written in a book that Muhammad did so and so, people get violence about it, and then they go and on the street protest. Why? If it is there, let it be there. It's written on the book. Read the book. She hasn't quoted anything wrong. But they will go, and when they go and loot, they will burn the villages, burn the town, livelihood of people. People react, right? So you need to understand. You cannot just go and say, oh, this is what is happening. You need to understand that. Okay?
Thank you very much, Jay. What was my question to you that you answered?
I gave you the whole answer to your question.
What was my question?
Now you tell me.
tell you the data.
You just ask about the numbers. So numbers.
What was my question?
No, you ask about how many Hindus were killed and how many Muslims were killed.
And what did you say?
So I just told you all the things. What is happening to that? I may not know the number. Do you know? You tell me the number.
So Jay, if you didn't know the number, you could have simply said,
why I had to say that? You will give me a bloody whole lecture about the whole humanity you believe and then the Muslim genocide. Right?
Remember, Raj,
I'm a Hindu British.
you came
You forgot the
to
name.
volunteer.
No, you will go around and just... Okay, go on.
Raj,
Yeah.
I asked a specific question for a
He's
specific
doing
reason.
time pass. He's not interested in the truth.
For a
Let's go.
specific reason.
Okay.
He's
I don't
trying
see-
to do time pass.
I don't
Let's go.
see from the Hindus,
Let's go. Let's go.
I don't see from the
He's
Hindus,
wasting our time. Come on.
I have not seen
Yeah.
Hindu people coming up and really talking about the truth.
Do you know something?
I thought
Wait a minute,
you
wait
could
a
be
minute.
one of them.
No, no, no.
And I can be.
I'll give you the good example.
I have not finished.
Watch
You
NDTV
talk about
that.
in India.
Getting
NDTV will give you bloody numbers. They are Hindus and
Right.
they will give the number. This is or not.
Do you watch
India
it?
is. I don't watch it because I don't
So
watch
why are
Indian
you asking-
channel.
so why are
I
you
don't
asking-
watch. But he will agree. Your person is agree. Go and watch NDTV. Go and watch them. They give the
calm
number.
down,
They
man.
won't talk.
Okay, Raj, who killed Gandhi?
Right?
Hindu or Muslim?
Muslim.
Why are you
Muslims
talking
kill
about
them.
religion?
Gandhi.
Pakistan killed him.
He didn't know who
You need
killed Gandhi.
to.
And he thinks he's an
Who
Indian.
killed Jinnah? Tell me who
wait,
killed.
wait.
You know
Who
when
killed
Jinnah?
Raj,
No.
relax.
Wait a minute.
Who killed
I know my
Gandhi?
history. I know my history.
It's Godse.
Sorry, God
Okay?
Agreed,
Godse
agreed,
wasn't a
agreed.
Muslim.
Agreed,
You
agreed,
didn't
agreed.
even know that.
No, no, no.
When they
Agreed.
killed
Sir,
Gandhi.
sir, agreed.
Who killed Indira Gandhi?
Sir, agreed. Wait, wait,
Again,
wait.
not a Muslim.
Sir,
What
sir,
is
wait.
Who
Okay.
killed Indira
Sir,
Gandhi?
calm down.
Who
Calm
killed
down,
Rajiv
question.
Gandhi?
My
Again, not a
God.
Muslim.
You are
There you
talking
go.
about
So the Hindus are killing
Jinnah
the
who
whole
killed-
Hindus, and they are saying we are the ones killing.
I had just
Now wait.
Sir,
All due respect. With all due respect, according to Hinduism,
Have you got the car keys?
Let's go.
according to
These are just
Hinduism,
deniers.
you guys want
These are deniers, you know. They will not admit it.
No, how many?
Raj,
You are
the reason
denying
why-
genocide.
did I
This is
ask you
exactly
to
what
give
we
me a
expected.
figure only how
No, you're
many
behaving
Muslims
exactly
were
the way
killed,
we
or
expected.
did I give you to give me a figure from both
Yeah.
sides?
You said only
Right,
Muslims.
yeah, right.
I hear only Muslims.
This is
Okay,
speaker's
so
counter.
you're not even listening to the question.
No, because you didn't
Perhaps-
say that. You just said
Don't
Muslim.
listen.
Did I say only Muslims?
Yeah,
were
yeah,
killed?
yeah. You said. You just said.
You are trying to
This is.
Brother,
isn't
See,
it?
I'll tell you. There is called as 99 mentality.
You're not talking,
Right?
talking.
So
One second.
That's why Kabir
Raj.
Baloch was killed.
Excuse me.
You can't tolerate women talking, isn't it?
Excuse me, sister in humanity.
Right? You can't tolerate women talking, isn't it?
No.
Why is it become
I'm
a
trying
No,
to
you
have a
can't.
conversation with the
Talk
gentleman.
with them. Come
right?
talk to me.
India is a
Talk
rape
about
capital.
this.
But
I don't think so.
Talk
I
to
don't
me.
think
Come
so.
on.
Your own statistics.
Come on, talk to me.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
Listen, talk to me.
Okay.
No, it does
Okay.
matter. It does matter. What is? You know what? It is happening in Pakistan.
honestly want me
You
to
go
talk?
every week, right? No. Don't
Okay,
tell
let
that
me
also.
begin from the
So,
beginning,
can you
yeah?
answer the question
No,
I
no, I
asked?
will not answer question.
Then
I
I'm
will
not
make you aware.
talking to you.
No, why
So,
are you not talking
the
to me?
reason I asked this question
So the gathering here
is
was
to
about
show
Hindu genocide. Did you ask
whether you
anything about
are
Hindu
fair
genocide?
or unfair.
Because you're denying
If
it.
you're really fair, then you saying
Right?
these are the casualties of both
Kashmir
sides,
Hindu genocide.
and we don't want
Genocide.
casualties from any side.
Kashmir Hindu
That's
genocide.
true fairness. That's
Kashmir
true
Hindu
peace.
genocide.
Do you agree?
Kashmir Hindu genocide.
Right. So I asked Raj,
There was a genocide in Hindu genocide
asked
in
you,
Kashmir.
Raj,
7 times.
casualties
Yeah, 7
on
times.
both
30 years ago, Hindus
I
were asked to
wasn't
leave the
focusing
valley,
on only-
I'll
convert,
tell you.
die or leave. That is the
I'll tell you.
truth.
But
You are
Maybe
not
I do
going
not know
ahead
the
and you're
numbers,
going to
but
deny it.
equal number of people from either side might
Yeah,
have got
right.
killed.
So-
Equal number.
And what is
Whatever number you call,
Pakistan?
I cannot say.
Pakistan?
so you're saying you can
Right.
Respect men.
So
You are
is
talking
this-
about
just a minute. I'll give you. If you call
Right.
Pehlu Khan is born lynched,
yes,
so
please.
Akhilesh Tiwari is also killed.
Right.
So there are the people which is
What
happening
is
on the
your
both. I can
opinion
deal with
on
that.
that?
Even
You can't just. Do you know that?
simply
Yeah, what is the
isolate one
Yeah.
individual
No,
when
100,000.
hundreds of people are being
Right.
lynched.
We would like your
So now,
Where you get that number?
Right.
Where you get that number?
so
Where you got that
Mr. Abel, you moved in.
Yeah, show me.
You
Show me
did
the
not even
statistics.
asking.
acknowledge the
No, I'm
genocide.
telling you then.
So how many people were killed for the last 2 years?
I do not know the number, but I'm saying the equal number, maybe
It was
50,
6
maybe
years.
40, 50.
Yeah.
So 40,
no,
50
it is
people
not
were
India.
killed
You're
from
not
both
Indian,
sides.
right? No, you're not Indian.
sides.
In Pakistan, you're Maharashtrian.
Do you agree with this number?
Maybe. No, why you are hung up on the number?
The
The
reason
number
I'm
doesn't
hung up
matter.
is this.
Okay,
Because
tell the number and we agree on that and let's move on to another topic, right? Okay,
so now, if
Oh, you're not Marathi. You're a liar.
Mansur,
You cannot speak Marathi.
You agreed.
You
You
cannot
agreed,
speak
right?
Marathi.
This is happening on
You're,
both
you're,
sides, right?
no, you're not.
Both the sides.
You're not
Both
Marathi.
sides?
Both sides, yeah? It's
where can I
happening
see
You're not
that's happening in both
Marathi.
sides? Which media can I
You're not
watch?
Marathi.
No, hang on.
You're not
I want
Marathi.
to see and watch
You're not Marathi.
from
You can't speak your
reputable
mother tongue,
sources.
yeah?
No, okay, see, I'll tell you.
That
No.
where the equal number being also being
There are many second and
killed,
I'll tell you.
where can I
Now
watch
can
that?
we leave it equal numbers?
can we discuss? It's happening on both sides.
No, but okay, number you are
It's
asking.
happening on both
That's
sides.
such a big country.
You agreed on
People
this?
every day.
Maybe
what I'm
it's
trying
higher
to
on one side
understand,
and lesser on one
what I'm
side.
trying to understand is,
No. My point is.
But tell me one thing.
Hindus,
Sir,
Why
can I speak?
everywhere Muslims are not happy? Anywhere you go, why they're not happy?
You are agreed that it's happening on both the sides.
No, you're not.
Leave the
Why you
number.
I didn't agree on
Leave the
the
number.
number.
Let's leave the number.
I didn't agree. It happens in equal number.
It's not happening both sides.
It's the same country who said Israel do not have right to be there. You are a denier also.
Just let's agree on one point. It's happening both the side or not.
They don't talk about
So are you saying,
I'm saying it's happening both the side or not. Yes or no?
Hindu genocide.
how many percentage-wise is happening from each side?
I'm asking one question. I'm asking one question. Just answer yes or no.
I just told you.
Sir, I'm just asking a simple
I told
question.
you it's happening from both sides.
Yes, I'm
What I
asking.
want to know from
I'm
you
just
is,
saying.
who is
No.
supporting
Do you feel that
the
you
lynching?
sir, don't question on the question.
Is this
Just let's agree.
No, that's what you
Agree,
said.
no?
Yeah.
It's happening both the sides.
This is
Maybe.
On equal amount?
you think
It's not my
Right.
point.
you
Wait. Next question.
That's
So
what
you also agree that it shouldn't happen,
your
right?
mentality. That's your
You are
mentality.
saying it's happening both the sides. Maybe numbers vary, right? Maybe if you are saying one side is 90%, the other side is 10%. Let's agree on that. The point is it shouldn't happen, right? So that's the whole point.
That's what you're
So now tell me now, why are people, why are innocent people,
Next question.
why is the Modi government aiding
I am
this?
not responsible for the Modi government.
What are you doing against that?
I am here.
What are you doing?
But what?
What are you doing?
I am making the world know what's happening by the Modi government. The Modi government is not a peaceful
Don't let
government.
them know what's happening in
Okay,
Pakistan or other countries.
okay, sir.
Just leave it.
No,
Instead of
we are not
dealing with the problem in
we
India,
are
you're
not
deflecting
going to
somewhere
come
else.
on any conclusion, but we both agreed it shouldn't happen.
Why are you not telling your Modi government to stop the genocide?
So I'm not going to answer it. I'm not
Also, India is known as the rape capital. Why?
But we both at least agreed on one point that it shouldn't
Look
happen.
at her. Look at her.
Hindu
Too
phobic.
aggressive.
Right?
Too aggressive. Look at her.
What are you?
That's the point.
India phobic.
Can we say can?
Yes.
They're only talking about India.
It
Why?
shouldn't happen both.
Why?
Let's leave it.
What are you doing against
I
your
have
government?
my own work. Let me continue that.
But why don't you influence your government to stop the genocide?
Thank you.
Hindu-phobic people, you are Hindu-phobic. You know? You are not talking about Hindu genocide.
What did I
You are
say?
Hindu-phobic.
There is no Hindu genocide.
There is a
That's
Hindu
a lie.
genocide. The first step is to actually deny
They're
it.
pulling you away because you're lying.
Nobody is lying. We have other work as
You
well, sir.
are-
Go away. They're pulling you away.
We are not.
India is the rape capital according to your newspapers.
We both agreed on one point. Whatever is happening shouldn't happen.
By the way, do you agree that India should not be a rape capital?
This guy is a racist.
It's in your own newspapers, not
This guy
mine.
is a racist.
What did I say?
He's only talking about
Hindustan
India.
What did I say?
He's not talking about
Hindustan
Pakistan.
Times.
What does
You're not talking
You
about
accused me
Pakistan.
of
You are
Hinduphobia.
Hindu-phobic.
You
You
accused
are
me of being
Hindu-phobic.
racist. What did
You
I
cannot
say?
tolerate a woman
You
talking.
just lied against
You
me.
cannot talk a woman talking.
No, you just lied
You
against
cannot
me.
talk about
The people who are listening,
You are Hindu-phobic.
watch the whole clip.
You
Have
are
I ever been
Hindu-phobic. You are
Hinduphobic?
denying a Hindu
Have I ever
genocide.
been racist?
You are denying
This
Hindu
lady
genocide.
is
That's the
accusing
You are
by
denying
making
Hindu
a lie.
genocide.
Wake up, people.
No, you are not.
The lie you are saying against
Leave
me.
it, man.
No. I want you to tell her that I have not said
You
anything
are not
against.
talking about humanity at all.
Why are you so
You are not talking about
irritated?
humanity at all.
Why are you irritated?
You are Hinduphobic.
Why are you irritated?
You are
Relax.
Hinduphobic.
What did I say? What did I say?
You are Hinduphobic.
No, what did I say?
That's your delusion.
London. This is how London is becoming Hinduphobic.
What did I say?
What did you say?
Yeah.
You are
Tell the
denying
Hindus
Hindu
to come to
genocide.
speak as Congress.
Which
You are
one?
denying Hindu genocide.
Which genocide?
We'll give them a platform.
No, you accused me. What did I say?
You are denying Hindu genocide.
When did I deny?
You did not let us talk about it.
When did I deny
You are
anything?
actually stopping my freedom of
It's been here more than
speech.
100 years.
You're denying
You're
it.
serious?
Yes, I am serious.
Maybe
When
you're
did
not
I
very
deny
Yes,
any
I'm on
genocide?
camera. there are 35,000 people watching is.
Oh, there's more people watching.
Yeah.
35,000.
Yeah.
There are probably a million people watching compared to this.
So actually,
Right.
homophobic.
So may I just say one thing?
Homophobia.
So the 35,000 people who are watching, you just seen an example of someone lying in front of your face.
Seriously. You cannot tolerate women talking. Yeah, you cannot tolerate
India is the rape capital. Go and sort
You
that out.
cannot tolerate women talking.
Firstly, the lie you accuse people of is amazing. Your 35,000 viewers would watch the beginning of your clip to the end and they would not find anything. And instead, they will tell you how hypocritical you are. A hypocrite, a liar.
Yes, and a lie.
See the crowd? They cannot tolerate a woman talking.
Yeah, it's only 2 people watching it. Look, I can see it from here.
Look, this is the crowd. They cannot tolerate a woman talking.
My sister in humanity, stop lying.
They did not let me talk.
Stop lying.
Talk about the time.
Who didn't let you talk? Your own people dragged you away.
So I thought we would find some real, peaceful, peace-loving, fair Hindus in the park today.
Let us talk about Hindu genocide.
We couldn't find any.
Yeah?
Apart from this one individual who spoke earlier.
We were here to talk about Hindu genocide in Kashmir, which has been happening for last 30 years. They did not let us talk about it. This is the freedom of expression in London.
You know what?
They are denying
You know what?
The first step is
Would you let the sister know that all this emotional outburst is not going to help to solve the problem of the propaganda that we see by the Hindus. Hindus need to stop doing the propaganda. They need to stop killing the people, right?
Stand there and just give a quick commentary.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Guys, can you face away from the sign?
Right. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. I came to the park today and I was quite interested when I heard there was a speech
I know you love
and
attention.
a group of people.
You're angry because you're not getting it.
Let's move around because she's not going to be
You're angry because you're not getting it.
not interrupting. She'll keep on interrupting. Right. Right. So it's recording still. So I was quite actually interested when I saw a gathering here with an Indian flag and real Indian people, and I thought, wow, at least finally we will see and hear some real Hindus who are peaceful, peace-loving people, man and woman of justice, to talk against the atrocity committed by the Indian government, by the Hindutva mob in India. And guess what? I was shocked to find it was the opposite. They were talking about a film about the genocide against the Hindus. So when I wanted to ask them, what's happening in India today? Are there Muslims being lynched, killed, murdered, burnt? And they said no. One individual even said, maybe only 5 people out of these 5 years got killed. Unbelievable brainwashing. Look, we don't want any human beings to be killed, lynched, murdered. We don't want any of that. Whether you be a Hindu or a Muslim or a Jew or a Christian or an atheist or no religion. Human beings, your life is sacred. That is what Islam says. Human life is sacred. Can you not interrupt when I'm talking? This is a fanatic Christian heckler because now I'm going to talk about something which is universally shared. He's going to interrupt.
Why don't you speak against terrorism? Happen in India
Right.
several times.
Just to
Happen
finish up.
Pakistan
In the
several
Quran,
times. Happen
Allah
everywhere in
says
the world
that
several times.
Allah told Bani Israel that killing one person is like killing of whole of humanity. So the Subhanallah, look at this.
So when Muhammad
People need to understand that Islam considers human life sacred. That teaching that was given
when he killed
in
so
the
many
Torah
people in
is
Makkah
universalized.
and Medina.
Islam did not abrogate
In
that
Makkah and
teaching.
Medina.
That teaching is such that
History speaks.
killing one person unjustly is like killing the whole of humanity. Saving one person is like saving the whole of humanity. It is not about killing a Muslim life
Muhammad is the biggest
or a
killer.
Christian life, no,
You should condemn that.
human life. So these people will bark. They will bark at the sides so that you don't listen to this universal, agreeable teaching of Islam. They want you to be silent from listening, but you know for sure. So when we talk about the violence that we see in India, for example, if the Muslims are committing violence, we will speak against it. We are not going to say, oh, they're my brothers, let us celebrate. No. Injustice, unjust killing is never going to be right. If they are killed, even by Muslims unjustly, that is wrong, and they should be facing the hands of the law and be then punished Fine. So now, just to show to you again, we were discussing earlier. These Hindus illustrating to us that are peaceful, fair, neutral and just. But what did we see? In the discussion we saw emotional outbursts, not from a fair individual, but someone who's aggressive inside. The passive aggression that we saw, it is all to see. Instead, 34,000 followers, she was lying to that I apparently am a Hindu, that I was a racist, when I said no such a thing, when I was telling the opposite.
Muhammad is the biggest
So,
killer.
this man comes from a Hindu background.
Biggest killer.
Is that so? He's defending them.
He killed
So just
innocent
again,
people.
all people,
He killed innocent people in
be
Makkah and
men
Medina.
and
He
women
killed
of justice.
innocent people.
Stand
You
up
should condemn
against
Muhammad
injustice,
rather than
wherever it may
anybody
be.
else.
Whether it be
He is
your
the-
own community,
he is the first
your own
killer.
people. In the Quran,
He is the first
you will be surprised to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, be and stand firm as firm witnesses. Stand firm as firm witnesses. Even if it goes against your own self, against your kith, your kin, your relatives. That is the ideal that Islam brings to establish justice on earth. So we invite you to the justice of Islam. We invite you to the truth of Islam. We invite you to the reality of your purpose in this life is not to worship idols which you make with your own hands. Not to worship idols that you crave in your own factory, but to worship the one and only Creator. The Creator of Krishna, whether he existed in reality. The Creator of Christ, whether he was, as they claim, to be the Messiah or not. But we believe all of these people, all of the people have been believed wrongly to be gods on earth. No. None of them are worthy of worship except the one who created them all. So, oh people, come back to the worship of God, because only then, and only then, you'll have true salvation. If you worship a man, or a woman, a monkey, or a rat,
Only God of Abraham, Isaac, and
or
Jacob,
anything of this creation,
not pagan Allah.
you will not be saved in the hereafter. You will not smell the fragrance of paradise. Only if you worship your Creator who created the whole of cosmos, you will have your salvation. We will have our salvation. So what are we inviting you to? To wake up.
So that
Wake up
creator is coming
to
back.
worship None
That
but
creator is
the
coming
one and
back.
only God.
Not Allah.
Don't worship anyone
Not
else.
Muhammad.
If you want to
not
worship
anybody
anyone else,
Only
you
that
seal
creator is
your
coming.
fate
That
and you
creator is
will
coming.
face
So,
your consequences.
all
أقول
Muslims,
قولي هذا واستغفر
you need
الله
that
لكم.
creator.
أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لكم.
Don't follow
وآخر
Allah.
دعوانا
Don't
أن
follow
الحمد
false
لله
prophets.
رب العالمين.
Follow the creator who's coming